Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today's video, I wanted to do something similar to what I did last week, but I wanted to do it with black and with glitter this time. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos. Anything I use will be listed down in the description box below. If you'd like to see how I do this, then keep on watching. I wanted to try to film my videos a little bit different today. Usually I do my left eye off camera after I film the video. But like sometimes I make mistakes and I change the way I do it after doing one eye because I just like learned something after doing it. So I went ahead and did this left eye first. That way I kind of practice the look a little bit more before doing it in front of the camera. And this way I can change any mistakes I make on this eye and do it on this eye and show you correctly how to do it. I just think it'll be easier to show you guys. I did try using a different palette today than I normally use. I tried the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, but the black was just not black enough. That's what I practiced on this side. That's what I started with, but I ended up changing the black that I used, and I used the Morphe and James Charles black because it's just, it doesn't blend away as easily as the Huda Beauty does. So I'm going to be using the Morphe and James Charles palette again. I'm sorry. It's just, I really like the palette. The shade I'm starting with is called Spooky, and I'm using a 213 brush. And I'm just going to start mapping out where I want this cut crease to be at. I think the hardest part about making looks like this is making it match, because the end product is a bit different than what the beginning product looked like because it's all blended and stuff. So trying to match it makes it really hard. I always like telling you guys what inspires the look, just so you guys can have an idea of how I figure these looks out or like find them or whatever. That way you guys can learn how to do similar things so you can start creating your own looks by yourself instead of just copying what other people do. So the inspiration for this look was last week's video. If you haven't watched it, you should go back and watch it. I thought it was a really cute look, but it inspired this look. I actually thought about it like right after, like the day after I filmed it, but it inspired this look because it was like a double, I don't know what you would call it, but like a color on the top, cut crease, and then like a wing, which I got that look from somebody. Her name's Jordan Lipscomb. I watch her TikToks and she did a look just like it, and I wanted to try it. It actually made me think of an all black and glittery look, which is what this one's gonna be. And I haven't done one like that before, and I wanted to because I really like just like a black eye and then like the touch of glitter on top of it. I think it looks really, really nice, and it makes your eyes look really, really cool. Like, I feel like there's something about black eyeshadow that if you do it correctly, it makes your eyes look just stunning, and I really, really like it. So I wanted to try it with this look, but I wanted to replicate what I did last week with this look, but also add the black and the glitter in it. And so far with this one being done, I think it looks really cool, and I think it's gonna make both eyes look really, 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 really cool. I don't know how else to explain it, so it's just gonna be really cool. I think the hardest part with black is creating a nice gradient, because it blends. You want the black to be a really nice black, but when you blend the black out too much, it doesn't make it as black. But then you add more black in, and then it needs to be blended again, because then it looks too harsh and it doesn't look blended is the issue. But then you blend it out again and it's not as black. So I feel like the hardest part I have with using black is making it look nice and blended, but like creating a nice gradient of like a really, really dark black to like, you know, my skin tone above my eyebrow. So that's the issue I had with this. It took me a little bit. I'm still not very happy with it, but I think it will be okay. Maybe I just didn't use the right colors. Any advice you guys could give me? Maybe you're better at using black than I am. I would greatly appreciate it, because I feel like doing black looks are like the most fun, but they're just really hard to pull off if you're not doing it correctly, especially when it's not blended out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with that Spooky shade. Oh, the shade that I blended it out with was called Canvas. I forgot to mention that, I'm sorry. But I'm gonna go back in with that Spooky shade and just remap out where that original line was, because that's where I want the black to be at. And I'll probably do this a couple different times. I'll probably just go in with the spooky shade, blend it out with the canvas shade like 2 or 3 different times, maybe even 4 times, because I want to create that really nice gradient, and every single time I'm going to blend that black away. And I'll probably just do that off camera however many times, because I don't want you guys to sit here and watch me blend this out 3 or 4 times. I also forgot to mention the brush that I'm using. I'm using a 562 with that canvas shade to blend it out. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it again, and then I'll probably just do it off camera the next couple of times, depending on how many times it takes me. But you really just want to do it until you feel like it's nicely blended. I only had to do it a 3rd time, so I didn't do it too many times after I filmed it. But now that it's on there, I'm going to clean it up before I do any concealer. For concealer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. And I just got it on this like metal plate that I have. And the brush I'm using is a 421 brush. The cut crease that I did on the other eye went a whole lot smoother. I don't know if it's just because I'm trying to do it on camera and because I'm talking. Like, I feel like every time I try to film a cut crease, it's always a mess. And like, to you guys, it looks like I have no idea what I'm doing, but I swear I can do a cut crease a lot better than this without having to fix it every single time. So I'm sorry that I can't cut the crease on camera without looking like a complete disaster, but I'll just use the little trick that I know to clean it up and then refix it. Because like, this one looks good, but I've really messed this one up. To fix that cut crease, I'm gonna go back into that spooky shade, and I'm just going to clean that line up, and then I'll go back in with more concealer to clean it up. This will also add that black back in because I did cover it up with the concealer a little bit, and this will give it that really dark shade. And hopefully the benefit from me always messing up my cut crease on camera is that anybody that has a hard time with cut creases, this can teach you how to fix it. Hopefully. Because I used to think that cut creases were like really hard when I first started, because I have shaky hands, which also makes it worse. I still have shaky hands, but they're a bit better, and I'm a little bit more used to having shaky hands, so I can work with them a little bit more. I used to think they were really hard. Now I'm a little bit better at them, and knowing this trick that can fix them makes me feel a little bit better about it. See, now it's cleaned up, and now I'm just going to use a little bit more concealer to fix it. And after cutting the crease again, I do like taking that black and just going right on top of it to make sure that black is really there. I just feel like it makes a really nice line. I'm gonna go back into that canvas shade and just slightly blend that black out on top, just because that gradient kind of went away. And now that my crease is cut, I'm gonna be very light with my blending. That way I'm not blending out that concealer. Another trick that somebody on YouTube showed was, her name's Jordan. I watch her a lot. I know I talk about her a lot. She says she uses either a setting powder or just like a really light shade. I'm gonna use a really light shade, and I'm using a small blending brush. I'm gonna use the shade Flashback, and I'm just gonna go on top of the lighter shade and just blend that out even more. And this helps cover up if you went too high with your shadow, and it also helps create more of a gradient. And I just think it helps blend it out more without really adding any more eyeshadow, noticeable eyeshadow, because this is just a white. I'm gonna take some setting powder and set that concealer that's on my eyelid, because I forgot to do it on the other eye after I finished everything, and I had to do it afterwards because it was creasing. Don't forget to set your concealer. And to create that wing liner, I'm gonna take that same 213 brush and that spooky shade, and I'm just going to create a small wing. And don't be too worried about how messy the wing is. Just go out as far as you want it to be and place it, because you're just gonna clean it up with a wipe, and that's what's gonna create this like really sharp wing. And I'm not going all the way into the inner side of my eye. I'm just going about probably a little over 2/3. And now that I'm looking at it, these don't match, so I'm not able to make this eyeliner as high as the other one. That kind of sucks. Like I said, the hardest part is making it match. Now that that eyeshadow is on the waterline, I'm going to take a wipe and clean it up. Now for the glitter, I'm going to use the Glitter Stay by Hard Candy as the glue, and I'm just using a flat brush to place it. That way I can be precise on where I'll put the glue at, so the glitter will only stick to the glue. Oh my goodness, that was a rough one. But I'm only sticking the glue where I want the glitter to be at. I guess that's self-explanatory, but I'm explaining it anyways. And I'm just using a 213 brush to pick up the glitter. It really doesn't matter what kind of brush you use. It's just really whatever your preference is that you think works well with picking up glitter. This brush is my favorite to pick up glitter. I'm probably not gonna do too many layers. I think I just did one on my other eye, and I think that was plenty. So I'm just gonna do one layer. Really bothering me that they don't match. Oh, I almost spilled the glitter. Jesus. I'm gonna use the tip of the flat brush and go just right on that line above the concealer, because I don't really want it to go on the concealer at all. And then just placing the glitter wherever that glue is at. I love using glitter for makeup looks, but I hate the mess afterwards because it just goes everywhere and it's nearly impossible to get it off. I went back and cleaned this one up because the cut crease was bugging the crap out of me, so I fixed it and they match a little bit better now. Now that both eyes are done, I'm gonna go and do my base makeup off camera and I'll be right back. I'm back. This is what it looks like with my base done. Now I'm gonna start on my under eyes. Going into that spooky shade, I'm just gonna use a very pointed brush and work that under my eye. I'm gonna keep the under eye pretty simple. I'm not gonna do too much. Then I'm gonna connect it to that wing that I made on the top. And I am using like a brushing motion because I'm wanting to blend it out. But I'm only wanting to blend it out where it's at. Just gonna use a clean flat brush and I'm just gonna go over that shade again and just kind of blend it out more. Off camera, I did my waterline and my mascara. The mascara I used was the Benefit Their Real mascara, and for my waterline I used a Kylie lip liner and it's in the shade True Brown K. For highlighter, I want a really good like white highlighter, so I'm going to use my favorite highlighter. It's from the NikkieTutorials highlighter trio and it's this middle glazed donut shade, and I'm going to use this for my inner corner, and I'm just going to use my finger. And I'm also going to use my finger to put it on my brow bone. Using a 510 brush, I'm going to brush this on my cheek and connect it to my brow bone. I'm going to put it on my forehead, above my lip, and on my chin. For my nose, because I always tend to use the 213 brush for everything else, I'm just going to use my finger. Now that my face is done, before I do my lips, I'm going to set with the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist by e.l.f. For lip liner, I'm going to use the Kylie Cosmetics True Brown K lip liner. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit with my finger. For lip gloss, I'm going to use the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. So that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I like hearing y'all's feedback, so please comment down below with anything you'd like to tell me or any future videos you'd like to see. Until next time, bye.